What's up, everybody? Tonight's show is filled to the brim with possibilities and a lot of discussion. We're going to talk about the slap heard all throughout the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. We're going to talk about the insane Monday Night Raw that they had down in Houston with an absolute heartbreak between Chad Gable and Sami Zayn in the Gauntlet. Hashtag we want Chad. Also, fun fact, John Cena, his favorite guilty pleasure movie is none other than Behind the Green Door. Google it.
Yo, monkeys, it's me. It's DDP. That's right, Diamond Dallas Page, the king of bada bing, the master of the diamond cutter, the three-time world champion, WWE Hall of Famer, and founder and CEO of DDP Yoga. And baby, it is time for the Towers of Powers, the men of the hour. I'm talking about my main men, the men with the plan. I'm talking about Whiskey Pro and the Brews, baby. And we're bringing you the best in beerskis and whiskeys from the greatest city in the world, Dallas, Texas, home of the Dallas Cowboys. Now, can you dig that, baby? These guys are going to make you boys feel the bang. And that's not a bad thing. That's a good thing.
Oh, hi. Welcome back. Sorry, I was sending out a message. Anyways, welcome to the show. Dude, we have a lot to talk about. I didn't even get to mention. We're probably going to talk about one of your favorite things. We're at least going to touch on it tonight. I don't want to dive too much deep into it because we don't know the details yet, or at least I don't. Tyson versus one of the Paul brothers.
I can't wait.
And it happens in Jerry World here in Dallas.
Yup.
So we'll touch on that a little bit. Like I said, I don't want to spend a whole lot of time on it, but I do want to at least acknowledge it. I'm a big Tyson fan. I've been a big Tyson fan for many years now. Always loved watching him fight. I don't care about, I'm not talking about the person, I'm talking about the fighter. But man, what an absolute insane last few shows we've had with SmackDown and Monday Night Raw. SmackDown, of course, was here in Dallas, which I heard it was going to be, but I didn't think it was going to be that this past Friday night. It was just off the chain. Started off, you had Logan Paul come out, you had KO with RKO come out, man, and geez Louise, it was intense. It was insane. Randy Orton, dude, he brought it big time, and just wow. Seriously, wow. And I'm not trying to oversell this for the show. This is legit wrestling fan of me coming out right now. I was stoked. They really brought it. We're going to get to the Rock slap and all that other good jazz in a little bit. But we had a full weekend, man. I had some personal things going on, but we were able to sneak out and go out and see Bruce Meister and the missus and the kiddos. And we went to Denton County.
I finally got my glass, man. My very first pint glass from Denton County.
There you go. Awesome. Pineapple Buzz, 6.8 ABV, fruited sour with lactose? Question mark? Yeah, dude, it's pretty legit. I'm gonna go ahead and rate it because I already finished it. Let's see, 1 to 5. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. It's not being that long time coming. Not doing it. We're not having it. But it is very good. Very tasty. They do have some available.
Well, I mean, it's a sour. That's why I thought maybe you would actually like it.
Yeah, dude, it's very good. And oh man, look, again, somebody who's still new to this craft beer scene, and I'm constantly learning something new. I hear this all the time, and until you absolutely try it, they say get it straight from the source. Try it right off the tap. Pineapple Buzz, Denton County Brewing, off the tap is spectacular. It's awesome. It really, really is. It's so much better on tap than in the can. And the can, it's kind of has more of a sour flavor to it. But man, right off the tap, it's awesome, and I love it. And now we've moved on. So my little missy in there, she found the Cutwater Mango Margarita. It's a 12.5%, and it's got tequila in it.
Oh.
So yeah, whiskey don't drink tequila for a reason, because whiskey usually ends up in trouble.
All right, Chaz. So this is only going to be a 5-minute stream. You're gonna see whiskey go.
No, I tend to get a little angry when I drink tequila, so I try to keep it in check. I'm only having one of these tonight. So
who's that from?
This is from Cutwater, I believe. It just says Cutwater Mango Margarita.
Cutwater Mango
made with Cutwater tequila.
Water
triple sec.
Margarita.
Lime juice and natural flavors.
Cutwater spirits. Yeah. Okay.
So it's really tasty. You could definitely take, there's tequila in that. Holy shit. But it's good. It's tasty. It's refreshing. It really is. Really strong tequila taste. A little overbearing, very fruity, very margarita-ish.
They have a Long Island iced tea version.
Ooh. Man, back in the day.
Tequila Paloma. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to try and find something like this, man.
They got a variety pack at Specs. We almost bought that, but I was like, man, that's a lot of, golly. I swear this is all tequila.
Hey, they're out in San Diego. Road trip.
No, I don't go to Florida, and I don't go to Austin. Or not, California. Sorry.
Hey, how are you with hard seltzers?
I'm okay. Wait. Seltzers? Like White Claw?
Yeah.
Eh?
For lack of a better comparison, yeah.
Again, remember, I'm fruity and sour guy, so.
Okay. Denton County, it's 6.5 ABV, and it's a hard seltzer. It's called Electrolyte. It's literally a blue, like fucking Powerade, Gatorade, just full of heavy stuff, man. It's awesome. Huh. It used to be one of Jen's favorites.
Okay.
And then she found the Lonesome Gulch.
Gotcha. I don't know how many of these I'm going to have tonight. We might get into some trouble. We'll see. But
come on, no, man, I want a little whiskey to come out and play.
Right. He just might. You never know. No, we had a really fun time, man. It was good catching up with y'all. Good seeing y'all. And
yeah, man.
Look, I've been to a few breweries. I haven't been to a lot. I've been to a few. I've been to some really good local ones. Three Nations is always a good one. I'm big, and even though I feel really bad now, because Sam told me about it as we were leaving, the dog that was standing next to me, and I didn't acknowledge him. I'm so sorry I didn't pet your dog. But if anybody knows anything about me, I love dogs. And there was a dog apparently that was like 2 feet from me, and was just looking at me.
The bull or the little fox-looking one?
The little fox-looking one. He was looking at me the whole time, and Sam and Jim were both trying to get me to pet him, but by the time I realized he was like, yeah, I'm done with you.
Yeah, he just the owner took him out for a little tiny walk when we were still kind of like right there at the little table. And as soon as he came in, he looked our way. He's like, hey, you guys haven't pet me yet. And he just came like right into our faces.
That's awesome. But that was good times, man. It really was. And I loved it in County. Like I said, I've been to a few of them. And there's some really great ones in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. You've got Three Nations. I love them. Great family fun if you need a place to take the family. Dog friendly. They've always got some really good beers. False Idol's pretty good. Hop and Sting's really good. Now I will say the only thing from Hop and Sting that I like, and again, understand who this is coming from, is their lagers. But I haven't had too many beers from there. I think I've only had 5. Of course, Denton County, that's Bruce's home, and that's where I'm starting to call home now too. So it really is. It's great atmosphere, great fun. But man, craft beer is expensive. We got to find a new hobby, dude. We really do.
Yeah, I am a little bit sad though, because one of my favorite breweries, and we would go there constantly before Denton County. Still occasionally make it out there. But Neutral Ground out in Fort Worth, I believe, is shutting their doors, unfortunately, after like 3 years.
Dang.
Yeah, they have posted on their Instagram on March 23rd, noon until 10 p.m. It's their 3rd anniversary and their last hurrah before they close the doors.
Wow. Okay.
Come join us Saturday, March 23rd for our last big party before the doors close for good on the 29th.
Jeez.
Fucking 3 years, man. And they had some amazing drinks, dude. They had one called King Cake, like the New Orleans, dude. They had the little salt on the rim. It was phenomenal.
Nice.
Fucking amazing.
Golly, this is rough. Oof. Yeah, it's weird because you remember when COVID happened.
That tequila's hitting you a little hard, huh?
A little bit.
You're like, okay.
Dude, I'm telling you, you can actually taste the tequila in this. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to overdo it for the show. You can taste tequila. But no, when COVID hit, man, I mean, obviously, you had not just breweries, you had retail stores, you had food, you had everything shutting down because of COVID.
Yeah.
And then you had the people that were lucky enough to make it through COVID. And now it's like COVID's not even happening and these places are having to shut down because either they survived just long enough to get over it, or and maybe it's other reasons. Maybe the people just decided, you know what, we can't afford the rent here, or we want to get out of it, whatever the reason.
Yeah.
But it sucks because it's like lately a lot of breweries are just shutting down, man.
It wasn't that long ago that Shannon Brewery closed their doors. They're no longer Shannon Brewery. I want to say that the owner is sold to like some kind of private equity firm.
Right.
They're renaming it. I mean, there's still going to be a brewery there, but I don't know what it's going to be named. But Shannon's gone. Neutral Ground is now going. What was the one that you were telling me about?
The one out in No Touching Hills where the Strikeout Bear used to go all the time.
Yeah, Brutal
Beer Works. Yeah.
I mean, you're right. They lasted just long enough, but I mean, you never know what the situation was to make them go.
Right.
For Neutral Ground, though, I think it was a combination. It was a huge factor of their location. If you go there, they had a lot of buildings that really didn't generate a lot of traffic. They were right next to one restaurant, but for the most part, they didn't have a lot of foot traffic. You know what I mean?
Right.
You had to know where you were going and know what you wanted to find them.
Yeah. And man, it sucks because I hate it, especially local businesses. When local businesses close, it's just different. Now, like if the Walmart down the street closed, nobody's going to give a shit. But local businesses, that really, because that's, and I know this term is overused, but it's almost like a family because those people have worked their tails off to open it up, to keep it open, to keep it going. The families that, struggled to get the money together to even open the place, pay their employees, give the customers what they want, just to be forced to shut down. And again, it doesn't matter the reason. Maybe they couldn't afford the rent. Maybe they couldn't pay their bills. Maybe they couldn't pay their employees. Maybe they just decided, you know what, I'm getting older and I want to retire. Maybe there's no telling. We don't know. But it sucks nonetheless. So cheers to you. If you have a local brewery near you that has closed down recently. But yeah, man, this weekend it had some ups, it had some downs, but it was good to see y'all. Good to get out with y'all.
Yeah.
Friday night
be out your way on Sunday.
Oh.
St. Patty's Day celebration out in your neck of the woods.
Oh.
Right across the street from you, actually. Grandscapes. 4 to 8. Yep. We're gonna be there. Okay. I don't know what all they're gonna have, but it's gonna be like a big giant St. Patty's Day, bunch of food trucks, drinks, everything.
Kids come home at 6. So
we will be taking the oldest to his mom's after the event, so like 8 o'clock. So we're able to have him just like a couple of hours later.
Gotcha. So I don't want to get too much into it, but I at least want to acknowledge it. I tell you what, you said you wanted wrestling and UFC and boxing. Next week, if you want to talk more about it, we will. I at least want to acknowledge it. It was announced. Jake Paul,
week, right?
I think so. Jake Paul, right?
Yes.
Jake Paul, Mike Tyson will happen at Jerry World, Dallas Cowboy Stadium, whatever
July
you want to call
20th.
it. July 20th on Netflix.
Yep.
Look, I'm going to give my opinion on this, and my opinion will not change during any of this. I am a Mike Tyson fan, the boxer. Understand my words, the boxer. Obviously, over the last few years, we have seen Mike Tyson mature and grow as a man over social media, podcasting, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, whatever other platforms are out there. He has done an amazing job. He has turned his life around. I am excited for this because I get to see Mike Tyson step in a ring.
Maybe.
They
haven't clarified whether this is a legit boxing match, which is sanctioned by the Texas Commission, or if it's going to be an exhibition. And if it's an exhibition, you're going to get something similar to what he did with Roy Jones Jr., where it's little powder puffs. You know, they're not going in there to fucking kill each other. So that distinction is going to indicate everything of what we see on July 20th. We need to find out if it's a real fight or if it's an exhibition.
Well, we have another week, and I will, if you want your moment in the sun, I will let you have it. We will talk all about it next week if they clarify everything. I know very little about boxing. I'm not really a boxing. I used to watch it as a kid. I didn't know anything about it. I went to a few boxing classes. I'm not a striker. I'm a grappler, man. I know 123 different ways to make you tap out. But if I have to sit there and fight with you, I'm just going to grab a chair and hit you over the head. I ain't got time with it. But I used to joke all the time. If I get into a fight with a boxer, I'm in trouble. I get into a fight with a wrestler. Let's go, baby. But
well, a lot of people are, and I'll just say this, and then we can either switch subjects or talk about it more next week or whatever. So Jake Paul is criticized because of his type of opponents. He's fighting nothing but former MMA people.
Right.
Nate Diaz, Anderson Silva, Tyron Woodley. He didn't fucking Andre August. He hasn't fought anybody. He's 9-1 with 6 knockouts. His only defeat is an actual boxer who's kind of meh, but he packs a punch.
Right.
If you get him in there in a real fight with Tyson, Tyson's going to knock his ass out. I don't see it going longer than 1 round.
I'm going to say this, and I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off. And again, understand this is coming from somebody who does not know boxing. I don't watch it enough. Made that clear. I think if it goes 3 rounds, it will only because Tyson got tired.
Yeah. I mean, he showed that he had, I wouldn't say a small gas tank, but it was still limited when he fought Roy Jones Jr.
Dude, he's 53, 54. Father Time is undefeated in this life. We were talking about before the show about, The Rock. I mean, I think The Rock can still go 10, 15 minutes, but I don't know if he can go 10, 15 minutes straight.
Yeah.
It's one thing to have, tag Roman in and bring Roman in for 20 minutes and then bring The Rock in for 10. That's one thing. because you got The Rock sitting on the ropes over there hanging out for 10 minutes, catching his breath. That's another thing to throw The Rock into a main event at WrestleMania and go, all right, big boy, 30 minutes, let's go. He's 50-something years old.
Yeah, but he's never lost his step, though. He's always been training. He's always been sparring. I mean, Tyson is in phenomenal shape. He really is. Despite his age, he's in phenomenal shape.
Oh, he'll kick my ass. No doubt about it.
But and that's the thing. So Jake Paul is going to go into this fight, whether it's a fight or exhibition, I don't care. I'm just calling it a fight for right now.
Oh,
Jake Paul is going to go into this trying to have something to prove. He still thinks he beat Tommy Fury. It was a split decision loss, but in his mind, he still beat a real boxer. So I'm thinking in his head, he thinks he can take out a 56-year-old man, and that helps his credibility. Tyson has cut off taller, bigger guys.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going into the second round. If it does, I'm not saying fight is fixed, but if it goes past the first, it's because they communicated. They're like, this is going to be a big money fight. Let's drag it out as best as we can.
I can, coming from me, I can see it going 3 rounds only because Tyson got tired.
Look at Mayweather and McGregor. McGregor had no business being in the fucking ring with Mayweather. Are you serious?
Oh, dude, that was so stupid.
Mayweather could have knocked him out, plain and simple. He could have knocked him out within 3 rounds. But both knew, as big of a payday as this was and all the pay-per-views generated, they did not want an old 1980s, 1990s Tyson pay-per-view where he knocks him out in 30 seconds and then calls it a day.
Right.
They wanted to drag it out as best as they could.
It
backfired a little bit, though.
Fun fact about that fight.
Yeah.
That was the day I brought my motorcycle.
Nice.
That was the day. That's the only reason I know how old my bike is, because that was the day I bought it.
Aha.
So,
but yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. If I have to pay extra to watch it on Netflix, depending on how much extra, I might actually look into it. That's July 20th, man. I am really, really. Is that a weekend that I have kiddo? It is. Saturday the 20th is third weekend. That's all right. He'll probably be playing Fortnite or Apex anyway.
Oh, Ghetto plays Apex?
Yeah. He's been trying to do that event that's going on right now.
Okay.
The Hunted. He needs, I think, 6 more hunt completions, and then he gets all of the badges.
Nice.
Yeah. So shit, if you're not doing anything tomorrow after work, 3 of us can jump in or something.
Okay. Cool. Well, we have a lot to talk about wrestling-wise.
Yes.
Lay
it on me, bro.
For me personally, I don't want to spend a lot of time on it. If you do, that's fine. At our show, remember that. Friday night, SmackDown was in Dallas, Texas, and it was off the chain good. KO brought it with Jake Paul. I thought they did a phenomenal job. Love him, hate him, I don't care. Jake Paul belongs in the wrestling business. I don't care what anybody says. Thank you. Logan Paul belongs in the wrestling business.
Yeah.
He is entertaining, which he knows how to be. He is athletic. I can't stand the Logan family because they're so damn good, and it pisses me off. But the kid has got it. You hear about it all the time. He's got it. He does. He's fucking got it. And it's fun to watch. He's a really good heel. And for him being so young, it just clicks with him. And I think that just comes from being hated so much regularly that it's just natural for him.
Probably.
But regardless, look, RKO, Kevin Owens, they had an awesome match with him and his little buddy, whoever Paul Boy brought with him. And just the whole SmackDown, man, I have a really hard time saying anything negative about it because from top to bottom, it was a really good, solid show. Obviously, excuse me, at the end, we had The Rock and Seth Rollins, or The Rock and Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins and Cody Rhodes. I loved seeing Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins come in from the crowd. As a wrestling fan, as somebody who loves corny, cheesy stuff, I love watching, and I loved it when The Shield did it back in the day. I loved it when Sting did it back in the day, and I still love it today. I love watching wrestlers come in from the crowd. To me, that is a way for wrestlers to really connect with the crowd.
Yeah.
It's a way to say, I'm one of you. And I know how cheesy and corny that is, but you know what? That's wrestling, and I love it.
It's very dangerous, though, when you're a heel and you do that.
Very true. It is very dangerous, but Cody and Seth pulled it off tremendously. I don't know what the hell Seth was wearing. He looked like a crash dummy with that the airbags had gone off and they painted it black. I don't know. Anyways, regardless, doesn't matter. Look, when they got in the ring, Cody, he did that. He wanted to take a moment and just feel this intensity, this energy that was in the ring. This was a long time coming. They'd been talking and mouthing off back and forth since the press conference. And you could just, even through the TV, I could kind of sense it. Not in the way that you could while you were there at the ring, but you could kind of sense the intensity and the energy that was there. And if I'm being over the top and overly corny, shut up. I don't care. I'm a fan. I love it. But my favorite part of this whole thing, my favorite line was not when Roman Reigns called Seth a crossdresser. Was not when Cody slapped The Rock. No. Was not when The Rock told Cody, shut up, boy. No. My favorite part was when Seth Rollins interrupts The Rock and tells him, we know what's on the line. Shut up, Mr. Midlife Crisis. Yeah. I was rolling. Oh my gosh. That to me was perfect. But look, you could break down SmackDown any way you want to, and we'll talk about the slap if you want to talk about the slap. You and I kind of talked about it at the brewery. You said you felt like it wasn't that big of a slap, and you felt like
it lacked the intensity. You felt that pressure, that intensity, and then for it to end with it didn't have that pop that you were kind of expecting.
Okay, and here's my rebuttal to that. And I've thought of a lot about what you said. It makes sense because I've watched that slap probably 100 times by now. We say this on the show all the time. Wrestling is an art form and it is a live show. You can rehearse something, shooting a Harry Potter film or a Beverly Hills Cop film or a Jim Carrey film, Adam Sandler, Samuel L. Jackson, a million different times until you run out of tape. Wrestlers get one shot live. They don't get just nonstop chances. So we're going to talk more about it, but to kind of put it in perspective, the Gauntlet match for Monday Night Raw, to me, and I hate this term, understand that, and I won't repeat this again, but I hate this term. I hate the word 5-star matches. Because people, that was a 5-star match. Oh, that was a 2-star match. Shut up. It's a live shot. You get one shot at doing it and doing it right. Maybe Cody didn't slap him that hard. Maybe Cody slapped him too hard. Maybe the camera angles were wrong and Cody slapped him really hard, but it didn't look that bad. I don't know. It doesn't matter. I know what you're saying, Bruce, and we'll get to that. I promise. My thing about it is I think they did a good enough job storytelling wise that it kind of made up for the slap. So we're gonna talk more about Monday Night Raw in a minute, but I want to get your thoughts on Friday Night SmackDown. Your thoughts go.
Damn, you're putting me on the spot, dude. I don't remember SmackDown all that much. I got Raw still on my head, man. SmackDown results. I gotta look up.
Well, let's talk about the slap. You want to talk about slap? Let's talk about slap. You said that you didn't think the slap was all that.
No. And it made things even more awkward when the Rock was laughing. Or not necessarily laughing, but he was smiling afterwards. You know, you have someone where you're disrespecting them, calling them a mistake, and then they freaking cold cock you with a slap. He stops Roman from intervening, and all he just has this smirk, this smile on his face.
Well, let me ask you this.
For me, that kind of took away the intensity as well. You have a slap, you're building it up, and then from my interpretation, the slap just brought it down because it wasn't as believable, and then the Rock's reaction to it just confirmed that and dropped it even further.
Well, let me ask you this. Was the laugh more so, I know I got to you? Or was the laugh more so, now it's on, bitch? Which way would you have kind of looked at it? Again, you have to understand, it's storytelling, so it has to be believable. Somebody slaps me, I'm going to laugh, and then I'm going to snap. You know, that's how I am. And again, not for the show, not to try to be funny. That's just who I am. I'm gonna laugh in your face, and then I'm gonna clock you. You know, but maybe that laugh could have very well been, I broke you, I got to you, boy, or maybe that laugh was, now the crazy's about to come out. You have no idea what kind of hell you just unleashed for yourself.
When you compare it to The Rock slapping Cody, it's night and day.
Well, The Rock's built like a brick house.
But that's the thing. That's the thing.
That'd be like me slapping one of my kids.
No, but listen. The Rock slapping Cody. Cody's about to tear his head off. The bigger guy pisses off the little ant. And the ant is ready to go to war right then and there. You now have the smaller guy slapping the bigger guy, and all the bigger guy can do is smirk about it. Man up, get in his face. If you're talking about the whole get in the head, this and that, it would have made sense if Cody was the one smirking after The Rock slapped. It kind of would have made sense. But no, Cody was ready to go after him. With Rock being the bigger guy, you expect him to go after Cody being disrespected like that.
I know what I want to say. I'm trying to word it.
Shit, Roman didn't even do anything. He took a couple of steps forward, and that was it. He looked like a lost puppy. Be like, am I supposed to come in now? Like,
well, okay, so maybe The Rock was laughing because he knows he has the power to do whatever he wants. If he wants to put Cody in a triple threat match every single week until WrestleMania, he can do that. Again, maybe he's laughing because he's like, boy, you don't know the hell you just unleashed on yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you can look at it from so many different angles, but for me personally, the slap was awkward and didn't make sense when you compare it to their previous interactions.
I liked it, but I get what you're saying. You're being a Cody crybaby right now, and it's fine. And I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, look, everybody has their own opinions about this, and this is why we talk about these things. I didn't see it necessarily as a problem. I think it was more so as The Rock was laughing at Cody like, you don't know what you just did. You don't know the hell I'm about to unleash on you. But I also see your point of where you're coming from is it felt like there wasn't enough behind it.
Right.
There wasn't enough meaning behind it. So I see both arguments. I'm not going to say one's right, one's wrong. I see your side. Obviously, I see my side, but that's beside the point.
I mean, I wouldn't say it necessarily a problem. It just, for me, the delivery of it.
No, I get it. But honestly, SmackDown was tremendous, and I loved it. And I'm not saying that because it was in Dallas. I mean, but they did. They brought it from top to bottom. I would honestly say it was one of my favorite SmackDowns in recent memory. Monday Night Raw down in Houston. Now I'm a little upset because I felt like Monday Night Raw had better than SmackDown did. It was as good as SmackDown was. Monday Night Raw was intense. It was great. Even the women, I shouldn't say that. The women's division really brought it. We talked a little bit about her name is completely escaping my mind right now. Maxine Dupree just getting annihilated verbally by whoever she was fighting in the ring. And man, look, this was one of those moments in wrestling. I don't know if that was fake. I don't know if that was real, but she looked just broken. Like she was devastated what said to her in that ring. And I don't remember everything, but she was like, this is why nobody likes you, blah, 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 blah. Like you just saw just pure terror in that poor girl's face. We saw Cody Rhodes and Michael Cole. And can I just say hats off to Michael Cole, seriously. 26 years in this business, he's missed 3 days of work. I remember when The Rock used to do promos on Michael Cole and make him put a shirt over his face. So to see where he was back when I started watching and to see where he is now, basically, dare I say, the next Jerry Lawler of the WWE or Jim Ross.
Yep.
You know, he's become the voice of this generation for wrestling. And to see how far he's come is just amazing to me. Yep. But he had a sit-down interview with Cody, and there was a moment, and I even made Sam watch this. He talks about the blind girl, which this made national news. This made worldwide news. There was a girl in one of the recent Monday Night Raws, and she held up a sign. Now, there are times after the Monday Night Raws or the SmackDowns ends, they will talk to the crowd. They will give like a unscripted promo. They'll do this. They'll do that. Seth Rollins did it after CM Punk came back from the Rumble. There was a blind girl that was in the crowd, and she held up a sign that said, I came to Raw to feel Cody Rhodes. I know there's going to be perverts out there. No shame in my game. I'd probably be one of them. But in all seriousness, this girl is a blind girl, and she wanted to just feel the energy of Cody Rhodes. And Cody Rhodes saw her sign after Raw went off the air, jumps off the ring into the crowd, and to go give her a hug. Tell me how awesome that is.
Oh, yeah.
You know, and he talks about the other brother that The Rock didn't talk about, and he talks about his mom. And that was about as real as a moment you can have for a wrestler. You talk about your family, and he can't give that belt to his dead father, but he can sure as hell give it to his mom. You know, and that to me, honestly, it sent chills down my spine. It really did. And I know it's a cliche, but it's the truth. It really did. It sent chills down my spine because I was like, damn, he's serious. Like I dragged Sam here. I was like, here, watch this. Just watch. You know, and I was like a kid. But you can see how much this means to him. And I know there's a bunch of stipulations out there about, you know, if he wins, if he doesn't win, blah, 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 blah. But to have a moment like that, a real moment, and then he almost broke down. He didn't break down, but he was fighting back tears, and you heard the crowd just start chanting Cody. And to me, that is the biggest compliment a wrestler can get, because at that moment, you know, the crowd's with you. They're with you on this journey. They're with you during your storytelling. They're with you. And I thought that was just awesome.
Do you think that Dustin is going to be at WrestleMania? In the stands, in his corner, something. Do you think Dustin will be there?
As a fan, I want to see it happen. I think it needs to happen. I don't give a damn. Look, the Royal Rumble broke down barriers. They had that girl from TNA. They had different wrestlers from different, what's the word I'm looking for
Organizations.
here? Organizations. Thank you. Promotions coming in at the Royal Rumble, and I thought that was epic because you see so many times, and no disrespect to any wrestler out there, but you see so many times guys in their, past their prime making an appearance at Royal Rumble. Now look, if Kevin Nash's music were to hit, or Al Snow or Steve Blackman or anybody else out there, the headbangers, if their music was to hit, I would pop, I would cheer, I would love it. But to have different promotions come in for the Royal Rumble, I thought was a way to really break down some barriers.
They didn't have any cameos, did they?
They did not. So, I as a fan and as a person, to have his brother in that crowd, I think would mean a lot to him and to his brother. Again, if you want to just show Dustin Rhodes sitting off in the corner with his mom and his family, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. Would I much rather see Goldust come out to support his brother? Absolutely, I would. That would be awesome. Look, I don't care. I love the Goldust character. I absolutely love the Goldust character. So, but even if it's just him without the face paint, sitting with the mom, sitting with the sisters, sitting with the family, I'm okay with it. And I think that needs to happen. Will it happen? I'm 50-50. Flip a coin. I don't know. But the point of the matter is at this point, spoiler alert, I'm going to release 2 of my WrestleMania wins. I think Cody not has to finish his story. I think Cody will finish his story. There's too much writing on it at this point. Because The Rock said it himself in SmackDown in Dallas. He says, if you don't win against Roman Reigns, you will never, ever get another title shot. So I think maybe they were dropping a hint. Maybe they weren't. I don't know. But I think Cody Rhodes is my pick for WrestleMania. And the fan in me, if he doesn't win, I'm going to be pissed. I'm going to be pissed. I really am. It's going to be almost as devastating as my team losing on Saturday when they play. I'm going to be upset. I'm going to be legitimately mad. But I think the other part of that is he needs to win it for not only his family, but for himself as well.
But then again, you were also the one saying just last week or other shows that it makes more sense for the story to end in Madison Square Garden, meaning he has to lose in 3 weeks.
It makes more sense on a business aspect of it, but I don't see how that's going to happen since The Rock dropped that stipulation. Because again, if Cody loses, he doesn't get another shot at the title. The Rock's going to make damn sure of it. So he's got to win at WrestleMania. He has to. It's no matter if he will. He has to.
So something dawned on me not too long ago. And it's going to be a little journey, so try and follow along. What are the chances Cody loses WrestleMania 40? He goes on to maybe win the title that Seth Rollins is holding a little bit later on down the road, right?
Mm-hmm.
Roman Reigns surpasses Hogan's title reign, becomes number 3 on the list, and he drops it to somebody, right? A little bit on down the road, Cody Rhodes and the new champion, the one holding Reigns' title, they wrestle to unify the two titles. Cody wins, and that sets up a Roman Reigns versus Cody for the title.
I can see it. I can see it. I just at this point stop combining the titles. Just stop. Because you have to have a title for SmackDown, a title for Raw. It has to be that way. When you have one champion,
but technically now they don't with tag team.
No, yeah. I mean, is it possible? Yes, it's possible, but I think I'm trying to stick to what The Rock said, and that is ingrained into my mind. And it's really hard for me to get off that subject. But
right. He will never have another opportunity at that title.
Right.
So who's to say that Cody can't win the title that Seth is holding at some point?
No, The Rock said another title shot.
I could have sworn he was like pointing at the belt that
because The Rock even said that if he wants, he can make Seth Rollins' title go away. He even said that. Go back and watch the promo. I'm telling you. He said that he can make Rollins' title completely go away, which leaves Roman with the only title.
Then I don't know. I mean,
Cody's got to win. Cody has to win.
He does, and it's kind of sad that they're dumbing it down for us this much, if indeed that's what happens.
Right.
But I think they've gotten so much backlash, they kind of need to throw the fans a bone. You know?
Maybe. But we saw what happened SmackDown. I got to get to Monday Night Raw. And maybe I said this earlier in the show, and if I did, I apologize. I know I talked about it before the show. I cannot stand the word 5-star match, 2-star match, 3-star match, 4-star match. This is a live show. They don't get multiple takes. They get one shot. And I thought last night, Monday Night Raw in Houston, I thought they did a phenomenal job from the top of the card to the bottom of the card. I thought they did awesome. Everything was on point. The cues were there. All the little small details were there. I would seriously rate this Monday Night Raw in the top 2 Monday Night Raws in the last 5 years for me. Now, I'm sure somebody out there is going to disagree with me. That's fine. That's your opinion. I don't give a shit. This is my opinion. Everything about last night was spot on. When you get to the Gauntlet match and you watch the last 45 minutes of the show, you had JD McDonough and Ricochet, and I had to tell myself all through this show for the past, 48 minutes and 20 seconds, JD McDonough, so I didn't forget his name. He really stepped up last night. I mean, in a big way. Him and Ricochet blew the roof off that place. Now, look, I've always liked Ricochet. I'm not a big high flyer guy. I never have been. I wasn't a big cruiserweight guy back in the day. I like Rey Mysterio, but he's just never been my style of wrestling. That's just me. I'm old school. I'm a product of what I was raised around. I like the Hulk Hogans and the Macho Mans and the Batistas and the Triple H's and the Rocks and the Stone Colds. I like the big guys. I like to see the big guys fight. But JD McDonough and Ricochet last night kicking off that Gauntlet match, holy shit. Like, I'm watching that just intensely, like it was a championship fight.
Yep.
And they did a phenomenal job. And then JD McDonough loses. Out comes Bronson Reed. Bronson Reed and Ricochet tear the house down. And then Sami Zayn comes out, fights Bronson Reed. He beats Bronson Reed. Then comes out Shinsuke Nakamura. He beats Shinsuke Nakamura. Here comes my guy, Chad Gable. And I am pulling for Chad Gable the whole time. I'm not even going to lie. I was even yelling at my TV at one point. And I don't know if this was a Chad Gable thing, if this was the writers, if this is how they planned it. I don't know. I don't care. The fan in me came out big time during that match. Chad Gable came up to Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn's down. He's beaten. He can't move. Chad Gable picks him up and says, "This is what you're fighting for." Points at the WrestleMania sign. This is what we're doing. And they had arguably one of the best matches I have ever, and I want to emphasize, ever seen on a Monday Night Raw. That match was intense. It was insane. Chad Gable was all over the place. He was on high spots. He was in low spots. He was doing the ankle lock, which I love the ankle. Look, I'm a sucker for the ankle lock, man. Get in the middle of the ring and just twist that ankle, baby. I love it. I love it. I do. And you saw Sami Zayn just fight and fight and fight. And there was a point in the match where I knew, not only as a fan, but as a person, I knew Sami's going to win this. We all kind of saw the writing on the wall, right? And look, I said this before the show. I think, no fault of their own, they have so much talent on the roster. LA Knight, AJ Styles, Chad Gable. I think three guys right there. You could easily give the title to any one of those three guys, and they could carry this company for 6 months to a year. I firmly believe that.
Yeah.
Intercontinental title, Universal title, tag team title. I don't care. 24/7 title. Take your pick. I think they could really carry that title for a while. So to see Chad Gable and Sami Zayn, two guys that when they came into this industry, I mean, you got to think about it. Was it 2 years ago? Sami Zayn was WrestleMania versus Johnny Knoxville, and
yeah.
And Chad Gable has been,
no, that was 3 years ago, because 2 years ago it was Sami Zayn. No, wait a minute. Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
So you could easily make a point that Michael Cole, and go back to him for a minute, he made a comment last night that I didn't realize. Chad Gable, for the last couple of years, or for the last couple of months, has not done well in singles competition. He hasn't. I think he's only won like one out of like the last 8 matches, something crazy like that. So where does that leave Chad Gable now? Because now he's pretty much out of the running for a WrestleMania spot. Otis, which a lot of people don't like. I love Otis. Otis is out because he lost his mother in real life. Not part of the show, not part of the script. In real life, he lost his mom. She lost her battle to some. I don't know if it was cancer or some kind of illness, something. So he's been out. So it's just been Chad Gable kind of carrying that torch for Alpha Academy, and he hasn't been wearing the Alpha Academy stuff. He's been wearing Chad Gable stuff. And dude, that promo package that they cut, they did one for each person doing the gauntlet. They did one for Ricochet. They did one for Bronson Reed. They did one for Sami Zayn. They did one for Chad Gable. The Chad Gable one, I'm a little biased, but that was my favorite. The intensity that you saw, and I've said this before, Chad Gable has got signs of a second coming of Kurt Angle to me. And I think, honestly, that they would be doing a disjustice to Chad Gable if they didn't give him some type of a push or soon. Maybe not at WrestleMania, but after Mania, when all this is said and done, give him a push. And I firmly believe this. Here's my second spoiler for WrestleMania. Sami Zayn beats Gunther at WrestleMania. And then he goes to Gable and says, "You want a shot? You got it." Those are my 2 WrestleMania picks right there.
That would be kind of nice, yeah.
So those 2 guys put on I hate this saying, 5-star match. By bar none, one of the best I've seen in a long time. And there's an interview floating around. WWE posted it, I think, on their Twitter page, X, whatever you want to call it. Still Twitter to me, damn it. Sorry, not sorry, Elon Musk. They posted it like a 5-minute interview backstage, and you could tell that Chad Gable was in character, but he was just frustrated. Now, I say all that to say this. Go back and watch the Royal Rumble press conference with Triple H. He made a comment that, again, has been ingrained in my mind since WrestleMania. He said that Bayley has been a consistent in the WWE. Chad Gable has done the same thing. He has been a consistent, not always getting what he wants, sticking it out, losing here and there, doing this, making funny content, kind of being the comedy show with the Alpha Academy and Otis and everybody else. R-Truth kind of got thrown in the mix there for a little bit. Chad Gable's been a consistent, and I think they would be doing him a huge disservice if they did not give him some type of a push.
Yeah.
So I've been dying to get that off my chest literally all day. So
I'm looking at Pro Fight right now. His Chad Gable's win-loss record. So according to this, he defeated Ivar by submission last month on Monday Night Raw.
Okay.
But before that, I mean, he's had some tag team wins, this and that. But as a singles match, let's see. The DQ win versus Gunther in December. His last solo victory was against Trick Williams on October 16th, 2023.
Exactly.
4 months, bro.
4 months of losing. And I say this, and I'm biased, but I firmly believe that he is the next coming of Kurt Angle. You look at what Kurt Angle did. So many people, John Cena, Stone Cold Steve Austin, I think even at one point The Rock, The Undertaker, Kane, so many people sing Kurt Angle's praises about how quickly he went from being an Olympic wrestler to a pro wrestler and how fast he caught on. Just boom, 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 boom. And you look at Chad Gable, he's not too far from that. He was an Olympic wrestler. He was now, granted, he's not on the same stage as Kurt and that perspective, but still, to come into pro wrestling and do what he's done, it's amazing to me. And I feel like WWE needs to give him some type of a push, something, a title run of some sort. I think they need to give R-Truth a title run at some point. I think they need to give LA Knight a title run at some point. Hell, AJ Styles, who I'm not a huge fan of, but the guy's been around the business for like 25 years. Now, I'm not a huge fan of AJ Styles. I like watching him wrestle, but I'm not like, oh my God, you know, I don't lose my shit with AJ Styles like I do with a Randy Orton or a Chad Gable or a Cody Rhodes, but he still deserves it. He's paid his dues. He again, hate this word. He's entitled to it. I really think that. But I firmly believe after Mania, you're going to see something with Chad Gable. Maybe he turns on Alpha Academy and turns heel and goes after Sami Zayn. It's a possibility. Maybe he wins the title as part of the Alpha Academy and turns heel because he feels like he's too good for them now. I don't know. I don't want to see Chad Gable turn heel, but it makes sense to me psychologically, business-wise. But that's to be seen because I kind of like the Chad Gable that we're getting right now. I really do. But you know, it is what it is, and I look forward to seeing what else they have in store for him. I'm dying for WrestleMania. Like, oh my gosh, I can't wait. I'm sick and tired of talking about. Look, I love Cody Rhodes, and I think he finishes the story at Mania. I've already said that. I'm tired of the bloodline. I'm tired of every other week it's an interference match. I'm tired of The Rock coming out and shooting a half-ass promo, calling people Cody crybabies, going on Instagram and making a 21-minute post about something. I want to get past that. You have so much other talent on that roster. Give them their due.
Yeah.
So, oh man. Exhale. Okay. Man, I got nothing else unless you have anything you wanna talk about, throw out there.
No, not really. I mean, I'm looking at the upcoming schedule, and there's a lot of overseas events going on. Like, we might have to start getting used to 2, 3 a.m. pay-per-views on our side. You know, you've got right after WrestleMania in April, you've got Backlash France on May 4th.
The hell did you make, woman?
And then Berlin, Germany on August 31st. You know, a couple of Canada dates sprinkled here, but I want some.
Hang on, this is what she made. I married Betty Crocker. Can you see that? Look at that. What did you make? What is this? Avocado on toast
with a poached egg.
With a poached egg and onion.
And
sign me up.
Some, okay.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Dude, we have avocado toast all the time. That shit's
I love
good.
that. Here's my thing with avocado, just real quick. I love avocados. I do. I love guacamole. I love avocados. I can seriously, if you don't believe me, ask Sam. She'll tell you. I can eat chips and salsa is a food group for me. Christina's. Have you had Christina's salsa, by the way?
No.
We need. I'm dead serious. We need a double date night. You, me, Sam, and Jen. We need to all go to Christina's. Our treat. I'll pay for it. I don't care.
Oh, hell no.
You got to try Christina's salsa. Dude, that is crack for me. I can't get enough of it. Oh my God, so good. There's one in Louisville off of Main Street. Or not Main Street. Round Grove Road. Round Grove Road and Louisville.
Christina's? Okay.
Yeah. With a C, not a K. It's my favorite place to eat. Now, I'm building it up too much. Their food, their actual like nachos, quesadillas, enchiladas, they're okay. They're your run of the mill Tex-Mex. I don't go there for the food. I go there for the chips and the salsa. That's what I go for. They get mad at me because I'm like, hey, I need more salsa over here.
Oh my God.
I can seriously go through like I don't know, 7 or 8 of their chips and salsa before my food even gets there. The chips and salsa guy's like, dude, really?
Don't get me wrong, I can definitely the hotter the salsa, the better for me. But I'm more chips and queso.
Okay.
And not just the cheese. It has to have like the meat chunks in there too.
No, they don't have. Now they don't have the meat chunks in theirs. They have their queso's good. I mean, it's not great. It's your run of the mill Tex-Mex place. I'm not going to try to build it up and say it's, oh my God, it's the best. I go there strictly for the salsa. That's where I go. I don't care about their food. It could be, honestly, they could have a crappy night on food. I go strictly for the salsa. I don't care about anything else. Just bring me the salsa.
There was I forget the name of it. But it's not ground beef and the cheese. Like sometimes they would mix it up. They would put barbacoa.
Ooh,
chop the barbacoa in the queso. They would put chorizo in the queso.
Nice.
I'm like, oh my God, this is awesome.
But man, look, I have sang the praises all night on Monday Night Raw last night. And in all seriousness, I loved it. I loved every minute of it. They didn't have a bad match. They didn't drag anything out. They didn't go over too much. They had, if you listen to this, if you watch this, I urge you and I beg you. What is today? March 11th, 2024
12th.
Raw.
Oh,
I know.
11th.
March 11th, 2024 Raw. Go back, watch. If nothing else, watch the Gauntlet match. From top to bottom, every single talent they had brought their A game. And I don't know if that was just the build-up to WrestleMania. I don't know if it was because they were in Houston, Texas. I don't care. That, to me, for my money, was amazing. And it was the cherry on top to a perfect show. You want to talk about 5-star matches, Dave Meltzer? I don't care. I loved it. I loved every moment of it. In all seriousness, I may go back and watch it tomorrow night. I don't know. I loved Monday Night Raw last night that much. I really honestly thought they did an awesome job.
So, okay, quickly speaking about the Raw. And so you were saying earlier, stop unifying the titles, right?
Right.
Have one for SmackDown, have one for Raw, whatever. Well, last night's Raw, they announced the 6-man pack or tag team challenge thing for Judgment Day. Judgment Day and 5 other teams, same time. I don't know if it's going to be elimination style or tornado style or whatever, but it's going to be them and 5 others for the undisputed tag team.
I thought they were doing that as a. I thought they were doing that to get to the tag team titles.
No, it's like all 5 of them.
Okay, all right.
Mania 40. Yeah, the Judgment Day. Finn Balor and Damian Priest versus 5 teams to be determined. And it's a 6-pack ladder match for the undisputed tag team. So the fact that it's a ladder match, is that going to be tornado style rules like the Hardy Boys and the Dudley Boys and Edge and Christian back in the day when they first brought out the TLC?
Possibly.
Dude, can you fucking imagine?
Well, if that's the case, I mean, we're going to get Alpha Academy, which means we're going to get Chad Gable and we're going to get Otis. And look,
depending on when Otis gets back, the qualifying matches start this Friday.
Okay. Well, I know they showed a picture of Chad Gable and Otis on the screen. That it doesn't mean anything, but hopefully, in all seriousness, and I'm speaking from the heart here, in all seriousness, I hope Otis comes back soon. And I think that Chad Gable and Otis both deserve a title opportunity. Are they the ones to dethrone Judgment Day? I don't know. I think maybe. But regardless, I think both of those guys in their own right should get some type of a push. Now, I'm a little more on Chad Gable than I am Otis because let's be honest, as much as I love Otis, he's kind of the comic relief. He's kind of the quirkier of the two, right? I just think that with the talent that they have, Judgment Days, they're okay. I don't hate them. I don't love them. They are a heel. They have tag team titles, but I want to see. I'm just going to say it. Tag team title division right now is subpar. Now, do I expect them to have another Edge and Christian, Dudley Boys, and Hardy Boys? No, I don't. But DIY is okay. Alpha Academy, they have the talent, but I don't know if WWE is going to give them that push that they need or deserve. Judgment Day is the Judgment Day. Like I said, I think they're good. They're not great. They're not bad. They're good. I think they're scale from 1 to 10. They're a 5.
Right.
My opinion. Some people love the Judgment Day. Some people hate the Judgment Day. They're all right. I know you have other tag team titles out there, or other tag team guys out there. The Profits, which again, not bad, not great. I think they're right there on that subpar level. I think they need to do something with the tag team division to kind of break up that monotony. If I'm saying that word right, I don't know. Yeah. I think the alcohol is kind of getting to me a little bit right now. But I want to see somebody else the titles. I'm tired of seeing Judgment Day with it. You want to keep Rhea Ripley with hers, fine, but give the titles to somebody else.
Do you see them potentially creating a new tag team? i.e., like what they did with Randy Orton and Matt Riddle, or Randy Orton and was it Jey Uso? No, Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. Do you see them just like pulling two random people and be like, all right, try and make this work? Maybe two
Yeah,
fan favorites.
maybe they can. If you're asking me right here and now, I'm gonna say Chad Gable and Sami Zayn, maybe. And now, what would that? Now, here's the fun part. What are you gonna call that tag team? I don't know.
Well, here's the thing, though. Sami Zayn's already off the book because he's wrestling Gunther.
Right.
And Chad Gable, they're not going to pair him with someone else other than Otis.
Right.
So I think if they do anything like that, it's going to be fan favorites. I see maybe Randy Orton.
Maybe. Randy Orton and KO did make a really good tag team in Dallas.
They did. RKO, yeah.
Yeah.
And
you see, we're play of words right there. RKO. Just saying.
I definitely want to see someone else with the titles. Who that would be, who knows? But I think of the 5 other teams, I can almost guarantee you DIY is going to be one of them.
Yeah.
Street Profits is going to be number 2. And Ivar and what's his name will be number 3.
The Viking Raiders.
The Viking Raiders. Thank you. The other 2 teams, I am going to go out on a limb and say that I would not be a bit surprised if they have the Miz and R-Truth as one of the other of one of the 5.
I'd be okay with that.
Now, whether or not they win, I don't know. But the fact that you have people gunning for Judgment Day, who are the people that have the most heat with Judgment Day? DIY, R-Truth, and the Miz. Yep. And those 4 gentlemen don't necessarily have heat with each other, but they do have a common enemy, Judgment Day.
Right. I'm all for it, man. Bring it. Bring it. You never told me what you're drinking tonight.
It's not anything to brag about, but Yingling Light.
Hey, that's something to brag about. Yingling's not. Hey, I like a good Yingling.
It's
hats
okay.
Hats off to Strike Up Beer, because they actually introduced me to that, and that was my favorite beer for a while until, of course, we all know who. But what are you going to rate this beer?
I'd give it a 3. I mean, it's your basic lager. You know, nothing to write home about. I do. So Yingling does have their Hershey Porter still out on the shelves, and I'm picking up a 6-pack of that for next week's show.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, man. It's been a fun show.
Man,
you got anything else?
I'm playing. No, I'm good, man.
All right. Well, folks, thank you so much for joining us. Also, in case you missed it, John Cena was naked at the Oscars. I'm just saying, if you're into that kind of thing, he also has an OnlyFans. I don't know what he posts on there, but I might find out.
Does he really?
Yeah. Yeah. He got some major heat for that, dude. Oh my gosh, people are destroying him over that.
Oh my god, people need to fucking get over it.
All right. Until next time, I'm Whiskey.
I'm Bruce.
Remember, the green. What is it? Hang on. I got to fuck it up. I don't want to
Behind the green door.
Behind the green door. Thank you. Behind the green door. If you haven't checked it out, Google it first. Don't just watch it with the family. It's not a family show. And make sure you check us out next week. Same bat time, same bat cave, same bat place, same. I don't know. Check us out on Pornhub.